Video script: The Science of Daisy Flower Gardening. Understanding the theory behind growing healthy daisies. Welcome to this educational video about the science of daisy flower gardening. Daisies are among the world's most recognizable flowering plants, admired for their simple beauty, ecological importance, and remarkable adaptability. Behind every healthy daisy garden lies a fascinating combination of plant biology, environmental science, soil chemistry, and horticulture practice. Scene 1: What is a daisy? A daisy is a flowering plant belonging primarily to Asteraceae family, one of the largest families of flowering plants on Earth. Although a daisy appears to produce a single flower, it is actually a complex structure called a complete inflorescence, consisting of hundreds of tiny individual flowers known as florets. The outer white petals are called ray florets, which serve mainly to attract pollinating insects. The central yellow disc contains numerous disc florets, each capable of producing pollen, nectar, and eventually seeds after successful pollination. This remarkable floral architecture demonstrates an evolutionary strategy that maximizes reproductive success while efficiently attracting pollinators. Scene 2: The science of photosynthesis. Every daisy depends upon photosynthesis for survival and growth. Photosynthesis is the biological process in which chlorophyll inside leaf cells captures sunlight and converts carbon dioxide from the atmosphere together with water absorbed through the roots in glucose. The plant's primary energy source. During this process, oxygen is released into the environment. The simplified equation is carbon dioxide plus water plus sunlight gives me glucose plus oxygen. This natural process powers leaf production, stem elongation, flowers formation, root development, and seed production. Healthy leaves therefore function as miniature solar panels that continuously manufacture energy for entire plant. Scene 3: Soil Science. Successful daisy gardening begins beneath the surface. The soil acts as both a physical support system and reservoir of water, oxygen, microorganisms, and mineral nutrients. An ideal soil for daisies possesses good drainage, moderate fertility, loose structure, high organic matter, slightly acidic to neutral pH, generally between 6.0 and 7.0. Healthy soil contains billions of beneficial microorganisms that decompose organic material into nutrients readily absorbed by plant roots. Earthworms further improve soil by increasing aeration, enhancing water infiltration, and recycling nutrients throughout the growing medium. Scene 4: Root System Theory. Root perform several essential biological functions. They anchor the daisy securely with the soil while absorbing water and dissolved minerals through microscopic root hairs. Water moves upward through specialized vascular tissues called xylem, transplanting essential nutrients to every leaf, bud, and flower. Simultaneously, sugars produced during photosynthesis travel through phloem, nourishing roots and supporting continuous growth. The interaction between xylem and phloem forms an efficient transportation network comparable to a living circulatory system. Scene 5: Light Theory. Light is one of the most critical environmental factors affecting daisy development. Most garden daisies require approximately 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight each day. Adequate sunlight promotes strong stems, compact growth, abundant flowering, vibrant foliage, increased nectar production. Insufficient light causes elongated, weak stems, few blossoms, and reduced photosynthetic efficiency. The relationship between light intensity and plant productivity illustrates the principle of energy limitation in plant physiology. Scene 6: Water Science. Water performs numerous scientific functions with daisy plants. It transports dissolved nutrients from root to leaves, regulates temperature through transpiration, maintains cell Tugger pressure, and supports metabolic reactions. Proper watering follows the principle of balanced moisture. Outwatering reduces oxygen availability around roots, encouraging fungal disease such as root rot. Underwatering limits photosynthesis and causes wilting due to reduced cell pressure. Maintaining every moist but well drained soil creates optimal physiological environment to healthy root function. Scene 7 nutrient theory. Daisies require both macronutrients and micronutrients. The three primary macronutrients include nitrogen for leaf development, phosphorus, um, phosphorus for root growth and flowering, potassium for disease resistance, water regulation, and overall plant health. Additional nutrients such as calcium, magnesium, sulfur, into zinc, manganese, boron, copper, and molybdenum support countless biochemical reactions inside port cells. Balanced fertilization prevents nutrient deficiency while avoiding excessive vegetative growth. Scene 8 Pollination Biology. Pollination represents one of the nature's more important ecological processes. Bees, butterflies, hoverflies, and other beneficial insects transfer pollen between flowers while collecting nectar. Successful pollination enables fertilization, seed formation, and genetic diversity with steady populations. The bright white petals and contrasting yellow center act as a visual signals that efficiently guide pollinators toward nectar-producing florets. The mutualist relationship benefits both plant and insects, supporting biodiversity through garden ecosystem. Scene 9 Flowering Theory. Flower production is controlled by a combination of genetics and environmental signals. Temperature, day length, nutrient availability, and hormonal regulation all influence the transition from vegetative growth to flowering. Plant hormones include auxins, gibberellins, cytokinins, abscisic acid, and ethylene coordinate growth, but formation, flowering, and age. Understanding plant hormones allows gardens to appreciate environmental conditions directly influence bloom quality and flowering duration. Scene 10 Biodiversity in the garden. A daisy garden contributes significantly to ecological stability. Flowering plants provide nectar to pollinators, shelter beneficial insects, and habitat for numerous small organisms. Predatory insects such as ladybirds naturally control aphid populations, reducing dependence on chemical pesticides. Healthy gardens therefore function as a miniature ecosystem where biological interactions maintain environmental balance. Scene 11 Scientific gardening is found upon observation, experimentation, and adaptation. This is the garden theory. Garden evaluates soil moisture, plant health, light exposure, nutrient levels, pest activity, seasonal climate. Each observation informs management decisions that plan performance. Gardening therefore represents an applied biological science combining botany, ecology, chemistry, environmental science, and sustainable agriculture. Closing scene. The daisy is much more than a beautiful flower. It is a living symbol of biological engineering, ecological cooperation, and evolutionary adaptation. Every blossom reflects countless scientific processes from photosynthesis and nutrient transport to pollination and seed production. By understanding the scientific principle behind daisy flower gardening, we become more effective gardeners and better stewards of the natural environment. Every house daisy garden demonstrate how sunlight, soil, water, microorganisms, insects, and careful human cultivation work together to create a thriving ecosystem rich in beauty, biodiversity, and life. Thank you for watching, and may your daisy garden continue to bloom through the science of the nature. Happy learning and enjoy. I'll see you all.